So, what are the most common and the most rare herbivores at the Rancho La Brea tar pits? In this video, I'll do the best as I can, and I will also. I obviously don't have any fossil replicas of these herbivores. Excuse me. Because obviously they're very. Because obviously I don't have them. But I'll do the best as I can anyways. We'll start with the commons. Bison are the most common herbivore at the tar pit is because they're everywhere at that time. Everywhere to the forests, to open plains. They probably migrated too. That is possible. And some of them could have gotten stuck from their travels. Bison are really the number one common herbivore at the tar pit. And then the second most common would have to be camels. I believe camels were pretty much like the bison. Pretty much, I think they were everywhere too. And then horses. Although horses spend a lot of time in the open plains. So it does make sense really why horses could have been the third most common herbivore at the tar pits. Now, when we get to the rare and then the giant sloth. Although giant sloths, I think, could have been rare, depending on the species, of course. It also depends, I think, on the species where they spend a lot of time, in which habitat. I think that Megalonyx, I believe the three-toed sloth. Correct me in the comments. I'm not really the best with sloths. And I believe there are three species of giant sloths at the tar pits. Again, correct me in the comments. Megalonyx was, I think, the common sloth at the tar pits. And then this other one, forget the name. I forget which. And then Embertherium, I forget the name, which is it's been debatable really which is larger, Megatherium or Embellitherium. Dr. Greg McDonald knows about obviously the sloths, so Embertherium may be the most biggest of all the giant sloths, possibly, at the tar pits. And then when we get to the rarest herbivores, like the pronghorn, the mastodon, and then the mammoth. Pronghorn were pretty rare. I believe so, because obviously they live in the open plains. Mastodons, depending on the herd, like if it was a herd member, it probably got stuck, and then the herd members might pull them out. If it was a loner, then yeah, that's why it would make sense really. Now when we get to Colombian mammoths spend a lot of time in the open country because obviously Colombian mammoths were grazers, mastodons were browsers. However, there are a couple of Colombian mammoths specimens that are found at the tar pits, and the most popular one is Zed. Zed is the biggest Colombian mammoth, I believe, and Zed was also the I think he was the first Colombian mammoth. I don't know if it's true or not, but Zed was one of the most popular of all the Colombian mammoths. And lots of these specimens were male because obviously, like modern elephants, male mammoths spend a lot of their times by themselves. Zed died real young. We can tell because he was a young male at the time of his death. So it was possible that male mammoths wander pretty much everywhere as well. And there were at times that they got stuck And when Zed got stuck, Zed was attracted by, of course, predators like saber-tooths, lions, bears, and, of course, the dire wolf. Zed is, or in this case, Colombian mammoths are the most largest and probably the rarest animal at the tar, or one of the most rarest animals at the tar pits, and of course the rarest herbivore at the tar pits, because, like I said, they spend a lot of time in open habitat, and and obviously, you know, male mammoths live by themselves. Now, if this was a herd member that was stuck in the tar pit, yes, they could probably, the herd members can probably pull it out. Like if a calf was stuck near a tar pit, the herd members could just might drag the calf out of the tar pit. And it's possible that members of the herd, like the matriarch, may remember that spot, showing a sign that this is not a good spot. Or possibly, I don't know. But it's possible. But male mammoths, well, they pretty much wander everywhere. So, yeah. So that's pretty much it. Correct me in the comments sections down below if I got things wrong.